Baby, 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 don't you know that you're so fine? Yeah, yeah. Don't know what I ever do without you from the beginning to the end. You've always been here from the start, and so I'll call you my best friend. Bitch, Brandy was the it girl back in the day. Like 90s Brandy, that era. Brandy was hitting it, bitch. She had it on lock. I ain't even gonna lie. Moesha, Cinderella. Did Cinderella come out in the 90s with her and Whitney? I don't know. But Brandy, she was doing it. Now, adult Brandy, I didn't really follow like that. Now, I think Full Moon, I listened to a couple of tracks on there. I ain't even gonna front. I ain't even gonna lie. Since you walked up in the club, I've been giving you the eye. Baby, it was the dragging of the words for me. Another song that I had like, Angel in Disguise you was. That's all I remember, but that used to be my jam too. Anyway, we are here because Brandy Norwood has released her first memoir titled Phases. Now, it's been getting a lot of good reviews, a lot of good feedback. I've seen a lot of clips where people are buying the book, buying the Audible, and they're loving it. They are loving it. So kudos, congratulations to Brandy. I don't have it. I'm not a big reader. I'm not a big Audible person either. Like, I don't know. But her fans are really enjoying it. So congratulations, Brandy. Hopefully it makes New York's bestseller. Is that what it is? New York Times bestseller. Hope it gets there, Brandy. Now, you know it can't always be positivity. It's always going to be people who bring in the negativity as well. So Brandy has a chapter in her memoir called Broken Hearted. Broken hearted. And this is where she lets the cat out of the bag that she and Wanya from Boyz II Men were in an intimate relationship. She was 16 and he was 22. And she says, I was a child and he was adult. He took advantage of me. The people have spoken, and surprisingly, it is divided. It's divided. There are people who are supporting Brandy and they are happy and proud that she is standing in her truth, speaking up for herself. And then you have people who are supporting Wanya and they're like, well, why are you talking about this now? It's been 30 years. She knew what she was doing. Some people even feel that even though he was 22, that's still a child. I don't know. What y'all feeling? It's been a back and forth. It's 50-50. People is 50-50. So I pulled some clips for y'all. We're going to take a look. And then we're going to come back and have a little discussion.
All this outrage for Brandy, Wanya Morris is valid. 100% valid. But how come y'all didn't have the same energy for Mary J. Blige when Danny Boy sat down and revealed that he was a child, he was a teenager and Mary J. Blige was in her 20s when they messed around? That was just a couple years ago. And Danny Boy, and I believe he put it in his book too. Selective outrage is crazy, bro.
I know y'all ain't shocked. Was we supposed to be shocked about Wanya Morris was dating Brandy when she was 16? The vocal babble ain't innocent out here. She ain't no innocent bystander in these streets. Brandy playing the victim now. That's how I feel about it. I think she's playing the victim. But let's not forget, she had that fake marriage with Robert Smith. Faked the whole marriage to the whole reality show so she would be labeled as a baby mama. Guess what? That label still stuck. And the lie just made it messy. She got a little roster from back in the Younger Wrestlers days. Mace, Shine, Kobe Bryant when he took her to the prom, C Murder Rumors. Moesha was the image working overtime while Brandy was giving it out to the industry finest. Brandy, we didn't ask you about Wanya. We want to know what was on that motherfucking note Whitney Houston handed you. Tell us that. That's what we want to know.
And y'all be really pissing me off when it comes to these celebrities because y'all will believe anything that comes out their mouth without using any type of discernment. This is the same Brandy who sat on national TV back in 2002 on the Oprah show and lied to y'all talking about she was married when she wasn't. And when Oprah brought her back and asked her why did she lie, she said because becoming a mom out of wedlock would have messed up her image that she had worked so hard to protect and build. Now, this is a person who told you on national TV that she was willing to lie to protect her image. All of this shit coming out is about Brandy selling a book. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. And if she wanted to tell a story, why the hell didn't she tell a story about her being involved in that fatal car crash back in 2006 where she rear-ended that man and killed him? And although she wasn't charged, she definitely settled a wrongful death lawsuit out of court with his family. So if she wanted to tell a story, I would love to hear that one.
Brandy, you need to stop. And since nobody else wants to speak the truth, we gonna speak it here. Run it. Now, was it wrong then, like it is today? Yes. But the culture was totally different. Brandy was raised in a culture that the women previously before her taught her, raised her up to go get an older man, someone that's established. That's one of the things that was going on at this time, from the 80s to the 90s, even to the 2000s. You would be surprised how people just look away and they meet the parents and it was common. And you want to know how I know? Because I was right there on the sideline a few times. I'm 13, 14, 15, 16. Grown men coming, pulling up, picking them up, and everything else from school and all that. So to sit here and years down the line and try to play victim when not only you knew what was going on, your parents knew what was going on. So let's stop with this cap stuff and, I was 16 and he was 22 and girl, stop it.
Let's not forget, this is the same girl that her family lied about her getting pregnant before she got married. Like, they wanted Brandy to have this, wholesome, perfect young girl like persona, and that just wasn't what it was. Like, it is what it is at the end of the day, but don't now try to flip it. And again, I'm not saying that Wanya was right. However, a lot of these guys don't even, all right, yeah, in age he was 22, but mine, they probably was the same damn age. Like, these guys in their early 20s don't be fucking grown. And again, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, like, the fact that it was just like he manipulated her into all this, like he was like 40 plus. His mom was probably at the same place that her mom was at. But I don't know. I just think it's just crazy for the backlash and for everybody to just, be on the Wanya hate train now.
Brandy accuses Wanya Morris from Boyz II Men of grooming her. You got Brandy calling out Wanya, saying that he groomed her, saying that she was too young to be dealing with him, and basically said he took advantage. Right now, Brandy performed at a Boyz II Men show in '95, right? And after that, I believe he became her mentor or whatever. She claims they was dating when she was 16 and he was 22. Now, different states have different laws for the age of consent. I believe California's age of consent is 18, but it's been years, right? It's been 21 years. Now, I wasn't there. Last time I heard somebody talking about a Brandy situation, I heard the brat talking about, why is Sean bringing up old stuff? It was 20 years ago. Why he talking about it? I can bet you she ain't gonna say, Brandy, you bringing up old stuff from 20 years ago. Why you bringing it up right now? She's claiming he was grooming her. He denies it. He's saying he was not dating her when she was that age. He's denying the allegations. So it looks like now Brandy's trying to Me Too Wanya Morris from Boys to Men. Hey man, it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here.
This shit just be stupid to me, bro. Women be kissing and telling, bro. I know people gonna overlook that aspect of it, and they'll try to even spin a narrative that I'm defending the shit, that the nigga was probably too old. And I don't condone this shit. Like, that's already an issue for sure, but it's like, she telling it all. They still kissing and telling on some sexual shit that happened about 30 years ago type shit. But as soon as a man talk about how fat that dome was, now everybody got a problem. And saying that men are messier than women and men talk more than girls. How? Shit, it proved that women gossip a lot. Men do not gossip more than women, bro. People say, well, that's her personal experience. And that's the point of what she doing, to talk about that and expose it, I guess. But at the same time, bro, it's like she still kissing and telling, bro. But she doing it in like a victim type of way. That's the difference too, though. Women kiss and tell in a more victim way. Men, we just kind of brag on the quality of the woman we knock down and smash. Women, they kiss and tell all the time and gossip, bro. They just do it in a victimized type of way, bro. And that's what she doing. But what I'm going to say, too, though, is like the thought is like the most loved person in the world, bro. Like the strippers, the thoughts, like, that's just an example. Or a bitch at school that's going, bro. Everybody love her, bro. Like, you can't say nothing bad about a thought. Because niggas will be kissing and telling about it. And niggas will go on live and say they got that hair from Brandy. But you see a lot of people just defend her too, though, bro. They don't even look at the fact that she was thotting around. The fact that if every nigga saying the same thing, you gotta be true. They just looking at, they make the whole thing about men being messy. Me, I could look at shit from two perspectives. Other people, they just want to look at it from one. Like, oh, men talk too much. They ain't gonna look at it from the fact. They look at it like, so what? They mad because it's out there. Our men are messy. People can't look at shit from two perspectives. Both perspectives, they mad because they like her. That's why I said that thoughts be love, bro. Thoughts be talented, cool, funny. Shit, sometimes smart. The bitches that's the most going, like really be going. But cool though. And shit like that, just cool to be around. That's why niggas just, when they're thought, and you got a situation with a thought, bro, you just bet off just leaving it alone, fool, because you ain't gonna win, because people like it. People condone it when they like people at this point. There's a lot of niggas going around talking about Brandy and shit and what they did, bro. It's best to just keep that shit concealed, but... And that's probably why she came out and said it, too, because them niggas was in the interview talking about her, so... Maybe that's make it more valid for her to speak on it, but shit... Bitches still be talking, though, and exposing shit that niggas didn't expose. But they, like I say, they do it in a more victim type of way type shit. But she one of them thoughts from back in the 90s that people like, so really, nigga, you in a lose-lose exposing it. Then nigga Fred Joe Star said he got that dome from her back in the day. So that nigga got backlash for this shit. But yeah, them thoughts, they protected, bro. Even in high school, everybody loved a thought. And that's the crazy part. You can't say nothing. Even if the nigga try to defend himself, it's just, people gon' like, well, the nigga already did speak on it, though. But I'm saying you can't even defend yourself with no thought, bro. It's like they always the victim, like. But you just gotta watch who you fucking with. But I know at that time when Brandy was coming up, she was one of them ones, though, that niggas felt like, yeah, that's one of them ranks. Then you had the Beyonces and shit up there, but and Aaliyah. But back then, that's just how that shit was too, though. Niggas' granddaddies was fucking with their grandmama, and niggas' granddaddy was like 22 years older than grandma. Grandma like 15, niggas like 35, fucking with grandma. 10 kids, but shit. Same niggas that went through that be the same niggas running their mouth about this shit. From back in the day. Motherfuckers from back in the day talk shit about a nigga 6 years older because they say she was 16. Nigga was like 22, but shit. Niggas be trying to throw rocks and hide their hands, but niggas was doing worse than that. And that shit ain't right, but niggas was doing worse than that, though. And they'll look at him like he just the worst. But shit. Yeah, that's how this shit was moving back then, though, bro. And I don't get the point too much, but I guess, like I said, it's her story, but what the fuck they gonna do to the nigga now? 30 years later type shit.
I just saw this story about Brandy releasing something stating that Wanya took advantage of her when she was 16 years old. And I was just like, why now? You know, I just made a video about how you was the most gangster. And now you going into victim mode. Like, oh my God, he took advantage of me when I was 22. Listen, you were 16 years old. At 14 years old, you blinded a kid. So you was already ready for whatever. Like, you had done more at your young age than you did at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But let's be honest. During that time, it's 30 years ago. That was kind of what was curated to be the culture. Like, your parents allowed, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was the culture. Like, all right, cool. It's nasty. Yes, I still agree that it's nasty. But when I was in high school, there were grown men coming to pick up little 16-year-old girls from my high school. That's why I didn't get a chance. And I'm still mad at them grown men. Like, that's why I just was like, yo, this was the culture. Like everybody was doing it and people just wouldn't speak on it. 20, 22, yeah, you can mess with a little 16-year-old. I remember me trying my hardest at the baddest chick in my high school, and a dude that was like 22 years old, 23 years old came through in an Acura, and she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get in the passenger side of this act. And I was like, come on now. Listen, I'm not mad at her saying and wanting to speak her truths, but it was private for over 30 years where nobody knew about this. And now all of a sudden we got to know about this. I don't like it. I don't like the culture in which things are going. I don't like it. It seems really nasty lately. Seems nasty.
All right, y'all. Come on up in here. Okay, because I'm annoyed. Because this Brandy stuff has got me annoyed. You understand what I'm saying? One, a few weeks ago, Sean and Mace is on It Is What It Is podcast talking about, it was brought up them dating Brandy at the same time. Okay, it is what it is. Now, everybody that know when Brandy came out, she was a young buck. Underage young buck. You understand what I'm saying? She dated Mace, Sean, same time or whatever. Nobody disrespected her or anything like that, right? Then you fast forward and somebody brings up old clips about Wanya talking about his relationship with Brandy. And Brandy comes out. I just seen this statement from Brandy talking about she was 15 or however old she was, and she was taken advantage of by somebody that was older. Do you see my face? Because for anybody that was back in the day, when we were back in the day, you understand what I'm saying? And anybody that knew the tea that was going on in the music industry, I'm sorry, didn't Adena Howard get dropped from her label because of that little three-way situationship that y'all had with Wanya? Wasn't Adena Howard in Wanya's age group, and Wanya started messing with Adena Howard, and Brandy got a little in a titsy fit and had her label
basically tell Adena Howard, stop messing with Wanya, and Adena was like, nah, I'm not gonna stop messing with him. Like, so how is it that back then you were old enough to be calling all of these shots, but now you was being taken advantage of? This is the thing that's crazy to me, right? And I'm gonna keep it a buck, because all of a sudden everybody's victims. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody that was willing participants in activities are all of a sudden victims. Now, I'm not saying that a 15-year-old, 16-year-old that don't know, that's unbeknownst to them, I'm not saying those people can't be victims. But in today's age and time, and what today's standards is, I'm talking about back then. I'm talking about back then, 90s. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Brandy's my age. So we grew up in the 90s. We wasn't checking for no dudes our age. We wasn't checking for no dudes our age. Point blank in the period. No, none of us had boyfriends that was in high school. We had either our boyfriends was outside, or we had dudes that was in college. Like, we ain't never, like, ain't nobody was, because the dudes that was our age couldn't do what we wanted done. We wanted new sneakers. We wanted the fresh new Pele. We wanted the fresh new Levi. Young dudes wasn't doing that. So it's baffling to me how these people come out years and years later when it's decades after the situation that they were in, that they chose not to speak on when it was brought up before. You understand what I'm saying? Because isn't Brandy the same person? Yeah, Brandy's the same person that went on a whole promo tour lying about a marriage that she wasn't even in when she got pregnant to try to keep her squeaky clean image. Isn't Brandy the same person? Now, don't get me wrong. I love Brandy music down. Never say, never say, never say never. That's my shh. But come on. Boo-boo. Honey boo-boo. Honey boo-boo. Honey boo-boo. It is baffling to me how nowadays these people are coming out and talk about they was taken advantage of, knowing that they was willing participants in situationships that they was in. Because there's no way you could tell me at 15 years old you felt like you was taken advantage of when your moves really freaking stonewalled somebody else's career over this nigga. Y'all go back and look at the unsungs. Y'all go back and look at y'all like y'all go back and do y'all research. Go down the rabbit hole and look up Adena Howard and Adena Howard's career and what was going on with Adena Howard. Because when Adena Howard came out, she was hot. Her and Brandy was on the same level. Same label. Not level, excuse me. Same label. They was on the same label. And Adena Howard started messing with Wanya. And the head of the label told Adena, like, yo, you gonna have to pump your brakes, sis, because little sis over here is messing with dude. And Adena Howard was like, pump who brakes? Yeah, no. And they stonewall her second album. Like, that's what it is. That's not, like, you can't rewrite history. I don't understand why people's trying to rewrite history and all of a sudden they become victims. Because when you was messing with Wanya, did Sonya know? Because I'm quite sure Sonya know, because your mother, you didn't do nothing without your mother knowing nothing. Okay? Because people forget, Sonya Norwood is the precursor to Kris Jenner. Okay? I'm just saying, no lies told. So y'all comment down below. Y'all let me know what y'all think. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's just baffling to me how us females back in the day that was raised in the 90s, like you know what I'm saying, born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, had these situationships with these young men. And this is the thing that I'm saying. These are not men that are like daddy age. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's not like we was messing with dudes that was like our father's age. We like 16, 17. They like 21, 22. You understand what I'm saying? Old enough to have a car. Because that's what we wanted. We wanted to pull up to school in our dude's car. We wanted our dude to come pick us up. We wanted the fresh kicks. We wanted whatever our parents wasn't willing to get us, we got it from our dudes. What part of that, like, and She's trying to say she was taken advantage of. How? When back then Wanya was a bigger star than Brandy. Brandy was a fan of his. And I'm not defending, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not defending Wanya at no point in time. I'm just saying, I know what the history is. I know what it was. And those that were back in the 80s and 90s, they know what it was. They know what the climate was. So, yeah. Y'all comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about this whole Brandy Wanya thing, Brandy Shine thing, Brandy Mace thing. Because all of a sudden people trying to rewrite history, and it's baffling to me. So y'all comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, share. And as always, I'm just saying.
Now, everybody is getting on Wanya real hard right now because of the news that came out about him and Brandy. How he was like, what, 22, 24 or some shit, and she was 16. And they was dating. He was sleeping with her. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, man, I am not defending Wanya. But one thing that I can say is one thing I can remember being. I can remember being a boy in high school, a teenager, okay? And liking girls, and the girls weren't really available because they were all dating older dudes, like older dudes, trap dudes or whatnot. But we like 16, 17 years old, and these dudes was like in their 20s, you know, mid 20s, late 20s. It didn't matter, but they were dating the girls that we were going to school with. And I would be mad, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, he too old for you. What are you doing? Like, why are you And when they talk to you about it, the girls didn't seem hypnotized, like y'all try to make it, like they're innocent. They didn't know what they were doing, and they probably didn't know. But when you talk to them at that age, and when you're trying to convince them that they should be with somebody that, like, babe, we're the same age, you know what I'm saying? Like, we should be talking. They don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that shit. You couldn't have convinced them girls that was talking to older dudes to talk to your ass, and you're the same age as them. Nah, you couldn't do it. I don't know if they were being manipulated, forced into it, or whatever, but you definitely couldn't talk their ass out of it. Like, you couldn't even get them to see the bigger picture. Like, yo, that's a grown-ass man. Like, we teenagers, you know what I'm saying? Like, he shouldn't even be liking you right now. And they just be shit. They just love them niggas, bro. You couldn't do shit about it.
Okay, so I want to talk about this Brandy and Wanya thing because now we about to open up something that I don't think y'all ready to talk about, okay? Or be honest about. Now, when I was young, I did not think, when people like, music is an influence on shit. But now that I'm big grown, I realize music is a big influence on the culture, the community, and everything around us, okay? It always baffles me how we could prosecute 16s and 17-year-olds as adults in the criminal justice system, but now y'all say that we're not competent enough at 16 or 17 to make decisions over our body, which is bullshit. Because when I was 16, I knew exactly what I was doing with my cat and who I wanted to give it to. And honestly, nobody had to groom me into anything. Now, for those of y'all who keep saying Brandy, she was young and she was manipulated and she was too young, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, Lonely Broken Hearted goes like this. I'm young, but I'm wise enough to know that you don't fall in love overnight. And your maturity level is really honestly based on how you was raised. Or if you had to grow up fast and you jumped off the porch early where you had to take care of yourself, like, yes, you feel as though you're a 16-year-old in a 21 or 22-year-old's body. And think about it. You could be emancipated at 16 years old. Which means what? You're an adult. You're old enough to take care of yourself. There were lots of 16-year-olds that were taking care of whole fucking families. Because I hate when bitches get older and then they try to act like, oh my God, somebody made me do that. No, bitch, you did it. I mean, you might see the wrong in it now, but you did it. And you knew what you was doing when you did it. Because we not about to sit here and act like one of Keith Sweat's biggest hits, one of our favorite songs from him, You May Be Young But You're Ready to Learn.
You're not a little girl, you're a woman. I mean, you're not gonna tell me that's not a grooming song. That's the songs that, and if you go back and you listen to a lot of them songs, a lot of them are basically talking about having, they don't put an age on it, but they definitely put the word. And they always piss me off with Brandy and this good girl fucking image. Remember, they lied about her being married when she got pregnant to save face. And her mama, Miss Sonia, was around. And so I'm sure Miss Sonia knew as well what was going on. Okay? So let's not act like the parents was oblivious to shit. Just like Aaliyah's parents with R. Kelly.
Yo, Brandy dated Wanya from Boys to Men when she was 16. What? Come again? 16, fam. Now, Wanya was like, let's say 22, 23, something like that. So it wasn't no crazy, like super creepy shit, but still, shorty was definitely super young. They said they met while she was working on a song. They hit it off and started talking, you know, but they were like, yo, this can destroy our careers, our image, our families. So they came up with a plan to like keep it a secret. Yo, we gonna tell the world that we gonna start talking when you're 18 and all kinds of shit. Like they was really planning this shit. And then shorty was like, you know, Brandy was like, she got taken advantage of because he was like, you know, lying and manipulative and like was hard to reach. She could never reach the man. She was also saying like that he was cheating a lot and had a lot of different people around, and she was just too young and didn't understand what was going on. And now she wants to come after all these years and make this book or a memoir or some shit like that, and like, you know, expose all these things and be like, the world has to know what happened. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, but you was there doing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you was the one there having fun, coming up with the plans and being all secretive. Like, why come now and act like there was something wrong when you was enjoying it back then? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't know if this is going to make him look bad. I don't know if you could even get in trouble. Maybe like too much time has passed by and it's too late to get in trouble. I don't know, man. This is weird to come out so late with this story to expose him, but y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. You think it was, you know, he did something wrong, or you think there was just two people that was both young and that was vibing, or was it more creepy and he was on some like take advantage? I don't really know how to look at this story, but it's a little interesting, man. So let me know in the comments how you feel.
So Brandy talks about her past relationship with one of the Boys to Men members, and she says that it's time for the world to know she was an underage child. She was 16 years old at the time of them dating. It's time that we have a conversation with these parents. And people always say, oh, you're shifting the blame from the man. Like, why is the man? We know these niggas ain't shit. We know they some dog ass pedophile, like underage. They fucked up. They need to be out of here, right? We know that. We dealing with that. Where are the parents? Like, it's really time that we have a conversation about where are you as a parent. I was 17 years old and my baby father was 27 years old. My mother tried to do everything in the world that she could to get she tried to run him over. She tried to get him locked up. She chased him down with a bat. Like, when I say that she was like, and not to mention, it was a secret relationship until I got pregnant. Like, once I got pregnant, it was not a secret anymore. But when she found out, she did everything in her power. A relationship like that obviously was not low key. When you hear the stories about the girls with R. Kelly and they like, oh, I'm 16, but I live in New York, but I'm traveling in Chicago with him. All right, so you 16, you live in New York, you traveling to Chicago or all over the world. Your mother didn't care about you being in school? Like, there was no, and again, this is not taking up for anybody, but where are the parents? Like, mom, dad, grandma, somebody. Like, where's everybody? Mother, daddy, grandma, auntie, somebody. Because even when it was times when my mother didn't care about me, my grandmother and aunts came strong. Like, but where are the parents? Like, where was your mother and your father at when you was dating this old ass man? She was 16, he was 22. Where was your daddy? We can be mad at him, but we need to be mad at your mama and your daddy also. Where was your parents at?
Oof, this is gonna be a tough one. I see all the
because I have a little difference of opinion. I see all the conversations surrounding the Brandy and Wanya thing, and it made me think back to my childhood growing up in New York. And I want to say like times were just different. And I know in the effort to course correct, in certain things, I feel like we just overcorrected. When we like to look at things from the past in a 2026 lens, and a lot of the takes I've seen, a lot of people are just so outraged. And I want to say, let's get it out off. I don't think it was appropriate. As a mother, I wouldn't want that for my child. I wouldn't want my child to be in that situation, and I would fight like hell to make sure that my children were not in that situation. But also, I have to think back to how I grew up, and I was talking to my man about it, and I said to him, I was talking about the age of consent and how something may be inappropriate, but it may not necessarily be a crime. And so I was like, yeah, because I always grew up, I knew what the age of consent in New York was. And immediately he said 17. Just right off the top of the head, didn't have to think about it. He was like, oh yeah, 17. And I'm like, right. I grew up and I always knew the age of consent in New York. And I don't know, I never sought this information out. I never looked it up. I never asked around, but it was something that was just beat into my head. And I thought about it. I'm like, why is that? And that's because our OGs wanted to make sure that we knew what it was. New York is a social place. Whether you're shopping on 125th, you hanging out the Rucker, you going to the Apollo, Kingdom, wherever you were at, you may be in a mixed crowd with different ages and different type of people. And you know, the term like jailbait comes to mind. I think the OGs want us to know you're going to see somebody that look good. She's going to be in the same social setting as you. But she might not be your age. And this is the age she needs to be if you want to take those next steps. So it was put in our head. And that was just the thing. You just kind of knew. Like, hey, the minor can't be younger than 17 and an adult can't be older than 21. Like, they told us this. Those were the times. And I don't think it's right. I'm not going to say that it is right, but it's legal. So I see everyone so outraged now in a 2026 lens. And I had to ask the question. So it's like, so what are we going to do about it? Because what Wanya did may be morally wrong. It may be wrong on all different types of levels, but it wasn't unlawful. She was of the age of consent in California, which was 16. So since it was unlawful and the parents was okay with, or the parents just allowed it to go on for whatever reason, there's no legal precedence, right? So what are we going to do since we're so outraged and this is just so terrible and it's so nasty and these predators and these PDFs? What are we going to do about it? I don't see anyone talking about lobbying this senator or anyone. Like, no one's talking about changing the laws. In some states, the laws, the age of consent is 15. I think in Hawaii, you could be 14 to get married with your parents' consent. What are we going to do about it? Besides talking about it and just being so outraged on the internet, you know, we're talking about it now. Are we spreading awareness that this is not okay, that this is not cool? What is the end game? Because next week, we're going to be on to a new hot topic, you know? My part of the message is protect your kids. Get in the ears of the young people around you. Talk to them. Tell them that they'll be 47, is she? And she'll be regretting that age gap relationship as well. Talk to them. These are your boys too.
Hey, honey buns. It's your girl, Latanya Michelle, here in the Walmart parking lot with breaking news. Really, no breaking news. Other than I'm never coming to Walmart at 10 o'clock in the morning because this is the older people's happy hour. They are everywhere and they're moving you out the way. Listen, I will wait until they're in the bed at home safe and everything before I come in. Woo! Really? I came on here just to really talk about Brandy and Mr. Morris. I'm that person that you guys may not like to hear from on this topic because I have my thoughts and I have my opinions. And please understand this disclaimer. These are my thoughts, my opinion, and I'm speaking them because we're on social media and I can do that. And I can care less what you think. And also let me put this out there too. At the age of 16 and 17, I grew up in the military community. I grew up on military bases and stuff. And so the airmen was graduating high school at 17 or 18 and coming into the military. So they were in our way. We saw them all the time because the military base is only but so big. So let me say this. Let me put that part out there. And although it probably wasn't acceptable, it was acceptable if that means something. And I didn't realize how bad I was until I went back to my high school reunion and my circle. They was like, you weren't looking at high school guys. You was into the airmen. My ex-husband was also an airman when I met him. I met him when I was 17 and he was already in the military. I think he was 19. So let's just say this. So please let me say that I know what I'm talking about when I talk on this topic. We have the R. Kellys. We have all kinds of people getting in trouble for messing with younger girls. Let me just say this. Am I agreeing with it? I'm not agreeing with it. What I'm saying is we get the men put in jail, or y'all get the man put in jail. But what about your daughters? Because your daughters knew exactly what they was doing. What are you doing to talk to your daughters, to teach your daughters or whatever? Because you best believe once they find that older man that gives them attention, them younger boys is not going to have nothing for them. Their mindset is not, what am I going to do talking to their younger dude when I've already experienced? You know how they say, once you go black, you never come back? It's the same thing. So please tell me how, what are you saying to your child, and how are you holding them responsible? Because I'm here to tell you, it's not just the man. I'm listening, I'm reading about what Brandy is saying about Mr. Morris from Boys to Men. Y'all, first of all, they were in the entertainment world where anything is possible. Second of all, she was 16, he was 5 years older. So what is that? I think it was 5 years older. So what, he was like 21. He was still a baby himself. Like, so we are now, she's 50 or something now or whatever, and we were talking about how he took advantage of her. Really? Let's be honest. First of all of us have been dogged by men older, and people are still getting dogged by men or whatever. And your parents knew who you were seeing. You knew what you was doing. At 16 or 17, you are not that naive. You are not that freaking naive. Let's just keep it real. Most of y'all is lying about y'all ages and got fake IDs and stuff. And as parents, we still standing for our fast kids and ready to send people to jail and everything, but not holding our own children responsible. Y'all, listen, I work with teens. I know how teens are. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. And I'm not sitting there trying to protect the man. That is not, or the woman who's messing with a young man. I'm not. But we got to make sure that we are holding our children responsible. And we're telling them, we're talking to them, we're teaching them more than just the birds and the bees. We're teaching them about life and what comes with it. Because guess what? Your child is going to do what they want to do when you're not around, whatever you say. So make sure you're teaching them and you're building their confidence so they don't just settle for anything. And they're not just opening their legs to anything or not getting caught in no crazy situation. I don't just blame the man or the older woman. I also blame the parent. I just do. And I definitely blame the child. It's different if something mentally is wrong with the child or whatever, or the child is really, really young. But I'm talking about high school. I'm talking about 16, 17. They not as naive as y'all pretending them to be. Brandy, at 16 in the entertainment world, you was not that naive. And neither was your mama or your daddy. Just my thoughts. It's your girl, Adena Michelle.
Here's my input on the Brandy and Wanya situation. It's never okay for a man to be with a young girl. It's never okay. A grown man to be with a young girl is never okay. But I have a problem with why now? Why now? And what really gets me, why did Brandy mama and Wanya had to agree on letting Brandy go to the prom with Kobe? Wanya is not Brandy daddy. So at what part or when we should hold the mama accountable? I am a mama. I am a mother to 4 kids, which I have 1 daughter. You think that I would let my daughter be mentored by a grown motherfucking man? I would never let my daughter be mentored by a grown motherfucking man. Here's the thing. I would not even let my daughter take $1 or 2 from a man. And I don't even give a fuck if it's her motherfucking cousin. I would not let my daughter sit in a man's lap. I would not let my daughter sit in my daddy's lap. Again, when do we start holding the mama accountable for what is being done and what has been done? Not everybody coming out the motherfucking woodworks. Everybody be jumping on the motherfucking train, but not using the brains that they have. It never set right. That never sit right with me when they said that Brandy, mom, and Wanya had to they agreed on letting Brandy go to the prom with Kobe. Why?
Now, honestly, back in the day, I wasn't really paying attention like that. So I really was today years old when I found out about them dating. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was even today years old when I found out Adena Howard and Wanya was dating. Y'all, I found out all about this today. That Adena had beef with Brandy because she was seeing Wanya too. So I guess the story was Wanya and Brandy were together first, and then he cheated on Brandy with Adena, or he left Brandy for Adena. I don't know, but Adena was jealous. She was heated, and then the record label, they was on the same label, and then the record label dropped Adena. Baby, I was like, what? Why had the girls going crazy like that? Listen, so we know Boyz II Men just came off of their tour with New Edition and the Tony Braxton. Do y'all feel like if this information would have came out a couple of months ago, would people have boycotted the concert or not bought tickets, like with the Chili, Salt and Pepper, and In Vogue tour? Because, the people is boycotting that tour. Would y'all have boycotted New Edition, Tony Braxton, and Boyz II Men if y'all would have found this out? Y'all gotta let me know. I really want y'all to let me know how y'all feeling about Wanya and Brandy. I kind of feel like, obviously, yes, she was a child. She's 16. That's a child. 22, you're an adult. In the eyes of the law, once you hit 21, you are an adult. It's crazy because, yes, we know how teenagers are. Teenagers can be rebellious. They will do what they want. Girls, they become boy crazy. They're going to do what they want even when they know it's wrong. If you're a woman, I'm pretty sure you remember how you were when you were a teenager. But then it's like, even though that may be true, Wanya still an adult. He could have just not done anything. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all think? What y'all think? Don't come for me. Don't come for me. But tell me what y'all think. Let's have a discussion, y'all, because first it came out about Brandy and Mace, Brandy and Shine. I don't know. Like, Brandy was like, all right, bitch, y'all want to put me on blast? Wanya, let's talk about your ass. Bitch, Brandy ain't playing with y'all no more. She said, y'all ain't gonna make me out to be a hoe. Y'all ain't gonna make me look like I was a hoe. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, what? to the end of the video. Say what? You must have caught a vibe. What? I said you must have caught a vibe. So what? So subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.